I came across a few articles where Mike Tyson was in a wheelchair. And I've watched videos that other people made, and they were talking about how Mike Tyson started talking death. And he says when he look in the mirror and he see those spots, he know that death is coming, basically. And that, everybody has to die. Now, some of the pictures that I've seen, although Mike Tyson said it was sciatic and sometimes he can't speak, why would he think death? Because sciatic nerves does not cause death. What makes Mike Tyson thinks he's going to die soon? And I say soon because, of course, everybody's got to die one day or another, but why is he speaking death right now? Now, I've heard other people mention that he took the Fauci juice. And because he took the Fauci juice, this is what causes his problems. But I also seen images where Mike Tyson, his mouth, around his mouth seems like he might have had a stroke. Could it be that Mike Tyson had a stroke? I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I'm just saying that it's quite strange that at one point in time, Mike Tyson was talking about fighting. He was getting back in the ring. He was in excellent shape for his age. Mike is 52 years old. And now he's seen in a wheelchair and he's talking about death. Now, one thing I will say is that the older you get, the more you think about death. If you have some level of consciousness, you think about death. You start noticing that things, the really small things in life matter. And you start seeing things in a completely and totally different eye. I'm 61, and I remember when I was in my 40s and I started thinking about death, because a lot of people that were around my age were dying. They were having strokes. They were having heart attacks, diabetes, high blood pressure. All of these ailments that older people are known to have. So I started thinking to myself, like, wow, how much longer do I have to live? And when you reach a certain age, it's like time just starts sprinting. It's like time goes by so fast. Just yesterday, it seemed like I was getting out of the military. Was in the best shape of my life. Women were going crazy over me. And the women that I were with, they look at me and they say to themselves, I can't believe I'm with you. But now when I look in the mirror, I see someone that's aged. I'm not unattractive, but I'm not as young as I used to be. And I think that Mike Tyson is going through the same stage that many of us have gone through. Especially when you see people that pass away. I know, like, for example, my son's mother. When she passed away, she was 61. This was some years ago. I was young. So now I'm 61. And my mind thinks back to where this woman, this older woman, my son's mother, was 61 when she passed. And that's mind-blowing. And she died of cancer. So, young people, you're young now, but the older you get, man, you may you're young now and you may talk about this old dude or this old woman tried to talk to me and this old person, and you old as my grandmother, you old as my grandfather. One day you will be that person that you are now talking about. You will be that old grandmother. You will be that old grandfather that you are now talking about. Time goes by so fast. And just yesterday, I was 50. Now I'm 61. So in my mind, I'm always counting down the years, man. I'm thinking like 61. So in 10 years, I'll be 71. Will I last that long? 40 years has gone by so fast, and I'm thinking 20 years go by, I'm going to be 81 years old. Well, actually 82, because come this December, I'm 62. So time goes by so fast and you don't even see it. It's like you wake up in the morning, you go about your daily business. Now it's time to go to sleep. You're not ready to go to sleep because the day went by so fast. You want some time to try to enjoy that day. But then you fall asleep and you wake up and it's a new day. So I think Mike Tyson, unless he knows something that we don't know, I think Mike Tyson is going through what many of us have gone through. Mike is 52. And I'm sure when he look in the mirror, he don't see that he's that young, vibrant, tip-top shape young man that he once was when he was in the ring. You start seeing your elder years creeping up on you. And you cannot stop it. Of course, there's people that try to stop it. They get these surgeries and, they pay for certain things to make themselves look young. They want to remain young. But every person has a time. There's a time and a season for everything. There's a time to live and there's a time to die. But I want you to listen to what Mike Tyson said when he was asked a question about him being in a wheelchair. Check this out.
Oh, I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up, and when it flares up, I can't even talk.
That's what he says. Now, for copyright reasons, I don't want to play the other person's voice, but that's what he said he had. He had sciatic and sometimes he can't talk. But further in this interview, Mike Tyson said that he's now living with his family in Florida. Why is he living with his family? Are these Mike Tyson's last days where his family is now taking care of him, making sure that everything is okay with him? And that's why it's good to always remain in good standing with your family, because you never know when you need your family again. There's people that's always talking about family this and family that, and family's never there, and family this, and and outsiders are better than family. But when you end up in a situation where your life is creeping away from you and you have no one else to turn to but family, so it's always good to keep that close relationship with family. Family is going to be family. This time that you're going to fall out and then you make up and you're still family. At the end of the day, you're still family. So is Mike Tyson dying? Feedback and tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm fearless.